I'm going to turn on this video and talk for about 5 minutes, and it's probably not even going to make sense. But I want to say something about something. You know, I'm always saying something about something. You know what? I actually realized just what a tremendously ignorant person I am. I don't know anything. How little I know. You know, last night when I went to bed, I checked my blood sugar and it was like 118, which is okay. That's pretty good. Then I woke up, it was 274, which is very high. Not extremely high, but it's very high. It's like this 150 points above what it was overnight, you know. And lately I've had this problem with my sugars going up overnight. And I know when I talk to doctors, they're going to give me some explanation, and they don't know what they're talking about because they don't know. You know, they make adjustments, and they keep constantly making adjustments. It could very well be that I just ate too much, and that's it, you know. Or I have to be more careful. I know that at times if I eat a lot less carbs, I'll do a lot better. But it's just something I think about when I go to the doctors. A lot of times, some doctors just guess, you know. I'd rather have a doctor who would just admit that they don't know. Like I had asked the doctor something about this particular thing with my foot, particular something on my foot. And he said, I don't know. He said, but, you know, I don't know. Wait, I thought that was the most honest answer, to say I don't know. Instead of making up something. I had another doctor just make up something and tell me something. I even looked it up to see, you know, if the symptoms match what he said, and it just wasn't. He was off big time. And I'm thinking, how did he get to be a doctor? I'm not trying to second guess doctors. I don't have a medical degree, but, you know, sometimes people with degrees and authority can sometimes, you know, when they say something, we just listen to it like they're God or something. You know, their words are infallible. I'd rather have someone be honest and tell me, I don't know what that is. Maybe we have to run some tests. You know, that's what you have to do. Sometimes you have to test things. Like if I don't know what my sugar is, I have to check it and see. I don't know. You know, sometimes I can feel that it's high and checking it could be normal. Maybe sometimes it's just because I'm tired or something else. It could be a lot of reasons that can cause you to feel a certain way. But you have to check. You know, you do need empirical evidence. You need to investigate. You need to check things. That's what I wanted to say about that. This is just a video I'm putting up because I haven't put up a video in a long time. So this isn't about anything. So about maybe normally like 30 people will probably see this. So it'll be one of those videos that will not be viral. It won't have millions of views in it. So I know that. I can relax now. You know? The other thing is that I was thinking about something. About my reason for being on YouTube. And I get to thinking that, you know what? I don't have a reason for being on YouTube. You know, I get to thinking that in life, there's so many things that I do that I don't have a reason for doing it. I just do it. I first got started on YouTube a long time ago when I wasn't uploading videos. I just was on there, you know, just as a user. I had an account. And I would watch other people's videos. And then I decided, well, it wasn't just decided. I had come back from a trip to England and Scotland and Ireland. And I uploaded a picture. My very first video is a video of David Hume's tomb, the cemetery where David Hume is buried in Edinburgh, Scotland. And that was my first video. It's still up there. It's my very first video. It's the only video I took from when I traveled. But I get to thinking to myself, I'm not here for any other reason other than just to put up videos. That's it. One time I put up some videos. I know I've talked about this before, and there was this one guy who just, he couldn't stand the fact I had a positive attitude about things. And he had to really sort of lay into me about that. He had to sort of, he was just criticizing me and just constantly, and he wanted to be friends with me, but I think he just, I don't know, this guy had a tremendous lack of social skills. Didn't know how to actually approach a person. You don't ask somebody to be friends after you get through talking about them and stuff and tell them that they're stupid for thinking positive. I think it's important to have a positive attitude. And I think that, and I still think it, and I will continue to think it until the day, I get eaten by a shark. I'll still be thinking positive, about it. But that's the way it is. I just believe that because I used to be depressed. A long time ago, I used to suffer from depression when I was a teenager. I was one of those kind of awkward teenagers who was, felt like I just didn't fit in. But I think that to me, what's important is that people improve themselves. If there's any kind of thing that I'm about, it's about people improving themselves and becoming an example, by living your life the best you can. And, it sounds kind of corny, it's like that become the change that you are thing. I actually have a sweater, my other sweater, which I used to wear all the time. And it was a sweater, it's actually from Ecuador. And in the little label, it actually says, it has washing instructions and stuff, but it also says on the label, it says, become the change you want to see in the world. It actually says that in the label. I thought that was interesting, But it's true. It's really true. I know it's kind of corny, but it's true. Because I believe that. If you want to see a better world, a world with more kindness and people being more generous, then become a kind person and become a generous person. It's not so much about it that you have to run around trying to force everybody else to be kind and generous. Become the example. That's what I believe. That's what I do, I try to do it as best I can. I try to live my life the best I can. And I just talk about that. And I know I talk a lot about anxiety attacks and things like that. How I overcame that problem, which I think is a good thing to learn sometimes, to just let go of problems at times. But that's why I make videos. That's what I do. I don't think I could ever join a group or become a part of a cause or anything. Because I'm just not the kind of person who fits into an organization. The minute I fit into an organization, I know I'm going to be breaking every rule that they make, because somehow organizations and me just don't, I think it's a miracle that I've been working at the place I work right now for the past 20 years. That's a miracle. This is not some thing where, it's a miracle that that's the case, that I've done that for 20 years. But I've learned to make adjustments and adapt to things. And I do this because it's how I have to make a living. But I just don't believe in trying to force other people to change. People aren't going to change unless they really decide that it's something that they want to do. And I don't need the rest of the world to change. If the world continues on its path, it's fine. I just don't turn everything into an emergency, because that's what I used to do when I was going through anxiety attacks. Everything was an emergency. Everything was life or death. Everything was, it had to be changed right now or else. And I learned it's okay. It's okay. Just live your life and do the best you can. And that's me. It's not very noble, I admit it. But it's just the way I believe in living. And that's all I gotta say. This isn't a very interesting video, but it's me. I'll probably forget about this video years from now. So, that's all I wanted to do.